Hi everyone. Okay, so I have a different kind of video today. I was gifted this deck. It's a Don Miguel Ruiz with Janet Mills Toolkit Wisdom, the Voice of Knowledge, a 48 card deck. I I was gifted this deck. I didn't know anything about this deck. I don't know much about Don Miguel Ruiz, and I got the deck. I cleansed it. I normally I don't read any of the informations on the decks. Like I like to use my intuition. Like when I'm drawn to a deck, I gravitate towards it. I purchase it, or again, if someone gifts it to me, it's something that I will just go with it and get my intuition flowing versus reading it and learning more about it. First, I want to see how I feel about it, and then I can go in and learn more about it. Not sure there's a right or wrong way to do it. That's just the way I like to just work with my decks. And so this deck, I got it. I'm like, okay, so is it what kind of deck is this, right? So Toolkit Wisdom, I opened this up and there's this beautiful card that it's absolutely gorgeous. It's again, this is used, right? It was gifted to me um, by someone who was very kind, very spiritual, and she said I had beautiful energy and she wanted to gift me this deck. I cleansed it, cleaned it, and the first card I saw when I opened the box, first time I got it, was I trust my inner wisdom. And I thought this was so pretty. As I go about my daily affairs, I listen to my own guidance. My intuition is always on my side. I trust it to be there at all times. I am safe. I felt like this just spoke to me because, again, I don't go into the box and I figure out more about the deck that I have. I like to go with my intuition. And I just felt like this card was amazingly perfect. And so when I looked at the deck and I was like, okay, well, where is it's normally with decks like this. I thought this could be like an oracle type of deck where you flip it over and it's all in one like one pattern, and then you flip it over and it tells you, the message. This one is a little bit different because it tells you a passage and then it goes into a little bit more detail about that particular deck. So what I thought to do today was to show you the actual deck. I looked through YouTube and I just wanted to see what other people's perspective was on this deck, and I could find maybe one or two videos. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own and we can go through it together. And if you guys like it, then you can give me some feedback, your thoughts about the deck. But again, it is absolutely beautiful from what I've seen so far. I haven't gone through again, like I said, and found out more about the deck. I think that's what I'm going to start with you guys, and then we'll take a look at the deck itself together. Again, this is out of print. I looked it up just now on Amazon, and it was published back in 2005, and then I it's out of print. Like I don't know when it stopped being in print, but that's what it says. It's out of print. So when I was looking this up and finding out, okay, who is Don Miguel Ruiz? It it actually came up with a book. So apparently he wrote a book that's called The Voice of Knowledge. And apparently I should read it because it has amazing reviews. Okay, so he comes from a family of healers, right? So, okay, I'm assuming that's what his book is about. This is the box that the deck came in. It's a 48 card deck. Again, it does say it's Toltec Wisdom and the Voice of Knowledge cards. In this 48 deck, Don Miguel Ruiz reminds us of a profound and simple truth. The only way to end our emotional suffering and restore our joy in living is to stop believing in lies, mainly about ourselves. He shows us how to recover our faith in the truth and return to our own common sense. Then he opens the door to a reality that we once perceived when we were 1 and 2 years old, a reality of truth, love, and joy. So again, this card deck is more on messages, things that I can't think of the word now. Self-healing words, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure there's a better term for that, and I can't think of it right now. So the first card that it's like an opening letter is, Dear friends, as little children, before we learn to speak, we are completely authentic. Our actions are guided by instincts and emotions. That is, we listen to the silent voice of our integrity. Once we learn to speak, people around us hook our attention and program us with knowledge. The voice of knowledge comes alive inside our head, and it never stops talking, judging, gossiping, and abusing us. It constantly sabotages our happiness and keeps us from enjoying a reality of truth and love. In these cards, I'd like to show you how to recover the silent voice of integrity and find inner peace. When the voice of knowledge no longer controls you, your life becomes an expression of your authentic self, just as it was before you learned to speak. Then you return to the truth, you return to love, and you live in happiness again. With love, Miguel Ruiz. And I apologize, I am saying his name in Spanish. He is Mexican, and it's making my English a little, my accent's coming out. And this is him. If you can see him, there we go. That's Don Miguel Ruiz. A Nahual from the Eagle Knight lineage has dedicated his life to sharing his wisdom of Asian Toltec. And he is a New York Times bestseller, The Four Agreements and the Mastery of Love and Prayers. I need to check out his books. I'm interested. Okay, so let's go through the actual deck. Now, I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. I'm not going to read everything. They are 48 cards and they are, again, double-sided. So I'm not going to read through all of the cards. There may be a couple cards that I may comment on, but if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video so that you can read both sides if you're inclined to view one. Or if you're inclined to see all of them, of course, you can do that. Let's go ahead and go through. The imagery I have found is absolutely beautiful. I was looking at this card. It's come up a couple of times as I was looking through the deck, and it keeps popping up on me. I love the imagery. I love the art, the colors. This one, I thought it was interesting because I'm like, are they going up or are they coming down? They're going up. They're going up. Interesting. It really comes up to interpretation, doesn't it? Now, things to keep in mind if you do ever decide to purchase this deck, you can still find it on eBay. You can find it on some sellers on Amazon. Again, even though it is out of print, there are some people still selling it. It does have some pretty good ratings from what I could find. This is a beautiful image right there. I love this one. Oh, sorry. So what I was going to say is these are in no particular order. So when I got these are used. So first things I did, I cleansed them, I cleaned them, went through that myself, but I did shuffle them. I wanted to see how they shuffled. I went through and actually looked at all of the cards and see how I felt about it. Sometimes there's something about certain cards where the imagery or just the energy is not, it doesn't match mine. So I like to go through and do that and again shuffle and see how I feel about it. I go through intuition first versus going through the book or going through the box and finding more about the card deck itself. This one is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this one. So all of that to say, these cards are not in order. So because it is out of print, if you buy them used, they are not going to be in this particular order. It's just going to be the cards that you get. And again, I encourage you to cleanse and clean them when you do purchase them, if you decide to, and give them a good shuffle, see how they feel in your hands. I really like these are really great cardstock, and I will shuffle for you guys so you can kind of see how these feel, and not feel, but you can see how they feel in my hands. This one's so beautiful. I have a thing for birds. I love birds. I absolutely believe this. Faith is the power of creation that all humans have. It's the power of manifestation. It's the power of making things be just by believing in them. A lot of lotuses, I've noticed. I'm going to say this because it's going to bug me. I just noticed it, and it's going to bug me now every time I see this card. Her body is significantly smaller than her head. Like if we look at her head or her face frame, it's like the same width as her torso here. It's gonna bug me. Sorry guys, I have to say that. But they are very beautiful though. I mean, like the artwork is very beautiful. Oops, got two there. This is an interesting card. They look like they've been arguing. He looks upset and he wants to be mean. He wants to be really and she's just like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I keep telling myself I'm not going to do this anymore, and I keep doing it. And that's the feeling I'm getting from this card. And it's funny because it says don't take anything personally, but I feel like she's definitely taking it personally. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. But he looks really angry, telling you. How beautiful. It's a little heart and a little ladybug. Believing and trusting. It's a lot of manifestation. Um, that I'm getting from this deck. Let's talk a lot about lies and not trusting, you know, your beliefs in the sense of, you know, if you believe you're doing things wrong, then it becomes fact. So I find that very interesting. It's all about mind and controlling yourself based on your mind, or again, concepts, ideas, and opinions. It's a beautiful tree with beautiful roots. Interesting that only one tree has roots. See, it keeps coming up with lies in a lot of the cards. Oh, this is beautiful. Interesting. So now I'm wondering, like, maybe they are in order. Who knows? But they're not because I shuffled them, but interesting that, we have the tree and then she's looking at, it's not the same tree, but she's looking at a tree. I say she because the beautiful eyelashes, but could also be a man with beautiful eyelashes. Yeah, see, this is gonna bug me. I didn't notice it before, but now I am. Their bodies are just too small for their heads. And yeah, don't gossip. Come on, guys. Let's not do that. I agree. Let's get stuck together. Ooh, really stuck together. It's a very interesting imagery. We have here, I'm not sure what to say that is. A dove, bird, heart with an eye with the flame over, which is kind of like the Sacred Heart, but not because, no, never mind. Disregard. Interesting. A lot of lotuses, a lot of hearts, a lot of water. This reminds me of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. How beautiful. Look at those doves. I'm trying to go, like, I'm trying to read them in my mind so that you guys have the opportunity to read these without having to pause. So yeah. Again, that body. It's gonna annoy me, you guys. Like, it makes me think of the Shrek guy. What was his name? The guy with the big head in Shrek. That's what I'm thinking, which is not what I want to be thinking of when I'm going through this. It reminds me of the Sacred Heart. And does anybody know who that is? Like, is that a deity? I don't know. I don't know. Right, sorry. It doesn't come with a book, so I can't really tell you because sometimes the book will tell a little bit about the imagery and why it was placed where it was placed, such as this card. What does this symbol mean? What does this symbol mean? The book will sometimes go into that type of detail. This one did not come with a book, so I can't give you much insight. And that's why I was looking for videos myself and I couldn't find any. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go through the deck myself, give you my feelings and interpretation on it. So if you do come up or it presents itself in your path and you like this, that's something that you can pick up. This is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love this one. I think this is one of my favorite ones out of this entire deck. And then there's a dolphin to compete with this one because dolphins are amazing. So I love this. Some of this, I think my cleaner got them stuck together. I flipped these for you guys, right? Now I'm like, wait a minute, did I flip these? Sorry, I think I just kind of went through and I didn't, did I? If I did, then you're looking at them again. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's that. And then this one is the beautiful dolphin. Then the back. Then this one, which I love. And again, the imagery. Are those runes? I'm just starting to learn runes, so I'm not. I downloaded an app that talks about runes and I was like, I'm gonna learn about this, and I haven't. So I don't know anything about runes. And I'm looking at those symbols, like, are those runes? Like, what do those symbols mean? But he's also Toltec. I doubt he has runes. Like I mean, maybe there's like the Mexican type, the Inca Mayan. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Sorry, I can go into these tangents sometimes. Beautiful. What's in her nose? Okay, sorry. That was me. Oh, that is so beautiful. You are an angel and your life is your message. Love and enjoy your lives. Be a messenger of lies, fear, and destruction, or a messenger of truth, love, and creations. But you cannot deliver lies and truth at the same time. Yes, I agree. How interesting. Oh, how beautiful. I love this. That is an interesting card. What I am is something incredibly magnificent. And it has a crow, a dark image. So I'm assuming it looks like an eclipse because there's light behind. There's what I'm assuming is the moon, hence an eclipse, and a crow. And it's talking about something magnificent, something that's wonderful. And I think that's represented here very, very well. Of it doesn't matter whether you are a dove or a peacock or a white dove, right? You are something incredibly magnificent. Um, I really like the symbolism of this card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But let's look at the back. Maybe I'm wrong. I am life. I am I am life and life is the only truth. Every animal, every flower, every rock is life because everything is full of life and all of us are only one living being and we came from the same place. So, like I said before, could have been a dove, it could have been a peacock, it could have been any beautiful type of bird in this case. And the authors, Don Miguel Ruiz and Janet Mills, chose to put in a crow. And again, I'm gonna insist that's an eclipse, which is also an incredibly amazing event. Oh, how beautiful. Oh, I love this. I went to Nicaragua a few years ago and we helped I was volunteering in a turtle sanctuary where we would help release baby turtles like into the ocean. You put them on the beach and then they would find their way onto the ocean. And it was the most beautiful experience. Um, and yeah, it's amazing how you're born and your body, yourself, your intuition is already there and it's telling you what to do. Interesting. I co-create with God and with life. I'm wondering what this one says. I'm going to read this one. Life creates what is real, and I create a story about what is real. The story of how I qualify, justify, and explain what I perceive. My story is my creation, and it's a masterpiece of art. This one I really like because God gives us free will, right? So how can we how can we have free will and not create? I am free to create and make my own story, justify and explain what I perceive in my own story. So I like this one. It's beautiful. And again, that lotus. Oh, sorry. hope I don't keep going out of frame. I apologize if I do. Again, interesting imagery. So she creates I create an image for every secondary character in my story. I mean, it's their imagination, but I guess it just kind of signifies wearing a mask. Oh my goodness. How cute is this? This is my favorite card. That's it. This is I love this. I absolutely positively love this. I love this card. This is my favorite. I'm gonna put this aside because I love it and I want to look at it again. Oh, this is beautiful. So, my perception in this deck is it's not believing the lies that you're telling yourself, not believing the lies that other people tell you. Create your own story, manifest your life and how you want it to be. Oh, little girl's playing. How cute. And I got stuck cards again. All right, and that was 48. I apologize if I skipped any when I was supposed to do the reversal. I am so used to just kind of going through like this because I don't expect it to be a back, but there is. So I apologize if I missed it. That was my dog. Anyway, so cardstock. Again, you guys, this is the most amazing card in this whole deck. I love this. Okay, cardstock, it's pretty nice. It's pretty sturdy. It's really good quality. It shuffles well. Again, this is used, you guys, so it's gonna shuffle differently. I don't know how, like newer cards to me, they just stick a little bit more, where this one is just kind of flowing as is. If you look at it, you can see some wear and tear already in the deck. This one popped out at me. The best moments of life are when you are being your authentic self. I agree. You don't have to lie or pretend to be something that you are not. These, I mean, they're a little bit bigger for my hand. I'm not used to the size. Now, shuffling cards, this is how I shuffle mine. I'm not sure that I would consider these oracle cards because I don't know. I don't know that I am inclined to call them so. I think they're just a deck of knowledge. I mean, I do agree with the name of a voice of knowledge. Sometimes you just need to hear something about your day, your month, your week. I'm trying to see if I can think of something to have my intuition pop up a card that will speak to me for this video. This card that will speak to me is I usually do that, to be honest. When I shuffle and there's cards that pop up, that's usually what I go for. So something that will speak to me on this video are: believing in truth leads to goodness, love, and happiness. And don't take anything personally. Again, this one, I feel like she's totally taking something personally. I am a secondary character in other people's stories. I know that whatever people say about me is just a projection of their image of me. It has nothing to do with me. How amazing is that message? Believing in lies creates injustice, fear, and suffering, not only in the individual, but also in society. Interesting. So that's all I have. How do they shuffle? I guess I could shuffle. I can't shuffle with long nails. Apologize. This is not the best shuffling I've done. My nails don't let me do anything. Okay. There. I mean, they shuffle. Okay. They're a little bit big, but my hands aren't that big either. So, yeah. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I went through them. Again, hopefully I didn't miss any of the backs. If I did, sorry. This one, I actually was wondering, like, does this card actually go with this deck? Because it doesn't seem like it does. Like, the imagery is not the same. The artwork is not the same. So does it go with this deck? I think it does, just because the size is exactly accurate, but because I don't have a reference from anybody else to tell me if this card goes with this deck, I think it does. I'm going to leave it there. And you guys, if you have this deck, tell me, does this card actually go with this deck? Because I don't know if it does, but I actually think I'm going to leave this card out and I'm going to leave it on my desk because I think it speaks to me so much. Yeah, I've read it to you guys. You don't need me to read it again, but I think I'm just gonna leave it out because it is my inner voice of knowledge. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like. I'm gonna try to do, just kind of like reviewing my cards, like my oracle cards, any other decks that I have. I have a truth bomb kind of messages deck that, again, is not oracle, but it's a deck to speak to you and give you truth bombs. Feel better about yourself. All right, guys. Bye.